Welcome to Sponsored by Nobody. This week, sponsored by Oh No, You Don't Want to Know. It is October 2022. Yes.
Yeah.
And we have not recorded in a while because life has been busy.
Ian's been ravaging Florida.
Yeah, the pillaging has commenced. It is what it is. Hopefully for listeners, episodes are going live, and we've had a good amount of episodes lately. But there's been a dry spell for us, I guess, because we haven't posted episodes in a while. Anywho, we're back. Not that it changed for you guys, I think. Hopefully. I don't know. Anyway, we are running Avatar. That's what we're running. Yes, we're running Powered by the Apocalypse Avatar.
By Magpie Games.
Magpie Games. Yes, thank you. And looks like a cool system so far. This will be episode 1. I assume we're going to do an episode 0, though we haven't discussed it, which will be an intro technically, not an episode 0. I think we're not supposed to call it episode 0 anymore. Anywho, this is the actual first episode. There might be an intro, there might not be. We'll see if we get around to it. You'll know if there's an intro because you'll have listened to it, and you'll be wondering what I'm doing with my life right now. Anywho, we're Avatar. No, we're not avatars. We're playing Avatar. None of us are the Avatar.
Calm down, Exalted.
But I believe he can save the world.
I cannot. I'm so sorry.
Speak for yourself.
I've let Dylan down. Yes, after that 2 minutes of rambling, I'm going to pass it off to Austin because he's our narrator. Austin.
Hello. As Ian is saying, I'm Austin. I'm your narrator light for this little in-between season here. Taking over for the Firefly Ian to let him get some dice rolling time. Sure, he gets bored. So yeah, we're going to be doing an Avatar series for, I think, as many episodes as our last little in-between season campaign, at least. And we're going to be doing it in the Korra era, so that'll be super fun. It's going to take place a little bit after, about 10 years after the end of the Korra series as we know it, including the comics. And yeah, I think it's going to be fun and contained and full of all the fan service about all the things people didn't like about the show.
Yeah, we are definitely putting it out there. We're going to be better than the show. That's what Austin just said.
Oh no.
I'm just here to wreck cabbages.
That's why we were in the future. We can't ruin continuity.
I'm here to wreck cabbages and chew flame fireflakes, and I'm all out of fireflakes.
This truly is the darkest timeline.
6 seasons in a movie?
Oh God! As long as M. Night Shyamalan doesn't direct.
What a twist!
Oh, you absolute monsters! All right, so in that case, so all the spotlight isn't just put on me. Before I get into the preamble for everybody to kind of get onto the same page, I'll kind of let everyone introduce themselves real quickly, and so you can learn their names, and I can also fumble their names. We'll go start with Ian here.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'm going to play Erdene, the firebender. I am an elite firebender. I'm fancy as heck. I picture Sanji, but a firebender, so still Sanji basically, because I think he gets fire powers.
Is that spoilers? I don't know.
I don't think so. Because Sanji does flame kicks. Like, he doesn't actually have a devil fruit, but I think he does do flame kicks. There was something. Anywho, I might be wrong on that. Anywho, picture Sanji. Like, my character doesn't punch much. Like, they mainly just kick, and they fly around using like jets of fire. And I wear a like fancy Navy uniform because I was trained in the Fire Nation Navy. I'm a little bit uptight and pretty focused on being the best of the best.
Like no one ever was.
Exactly. I'm going to catch all the techniques. That's literally my goal.
You have like a tattoo on your back that's vaguely but not copyright infringement Charizard.
Yeah.
I thought it pointed the way to Dryland.
That too. It's a very multi-purpose back tattoo.
It also happens to be the exit to this prison.
What?
Anybody?
No.
The prison break. The guy had a tattoo. It was the map of the prison on his face.
All I know about that show is they became CW stars.
Yeah, Prison Break is like a show for normal people. I don't watch that.
It got really weird. Like, season 1 was them escaping the prison.
Prison Break.
And then after that, it's kind of like, guys, you
did
lost
the thing.
You lost me there. Like, the guy has a whole body tattoo for escaping this prison, and then it's a whole thing. We don't need to go into it now. It has nothing relevant to my character.
Unless we get arrested.
Whatever you say. Wink.
Wait, what?
Anywho, I'm Ian, and I'm playing Erdene, the firebender. Who else do we have? Somebody save me.
Next, we got Bev.
I am Bev, and I am playing Ash, short for Ashitaka, from the Ghibli fans out there. Or friends, I'm not a fan of me, fellow fans. And I am the token non-bender. He is a weapons specialist, and he's keeping it vague intentionally, but as a general visual, like, we're looking at a guy who, well, he's how old is, how many years after Korra again is this?
10.
This will have occurred about 10, give or take.
Okay, so that puts him in his early 30s. The kind of guy who was very lanky when he was a teenager, but, you know, has grown into it. Kind of scruffy looking. You know, just kind of that, like, vaguely dark and scruffy, but, like, not off-putting. I don't know. I mean, intentionally vague is his deal at this point in the story. And he uses swords. Swords. Like Zuko.
I heard he uses sports, and I was like, all right, sports master over here.
No, swords.
He plays soccer?
He plays soccer. No character I play will ever believably play sports, because I cannot roleplay that.
Me. 10 out of 10. I have a sports anime like game system that I want to try running.
I will play the water kid. I will play the closeted theater kid. Closeted in the sense of their parents really want them to be a sports star, but they just want to sing, and then they got to get their head in the game.
Haikyuu the musical.
But once again, has nothing to do with this story. Unless
Can we 10 out of 10 play High School the Musical?
There's no it's like Facebook that way, but yes.
I go on the Facebook.
Oh no, you're so old. I'm older than you are.
I love my MySpace.
Howdy do, fellow kids.
Yeah, right. Can always count on Steve Buscemi in a pinch.
All right, and then after Bev, we've got no, we got Dylan.
Yeah, correct. I'm going to be playing Woong Yong, the Earthbender. He comes from the Chin village and therefore is pretty anti-Avatar in a lot of ways. He serves as a squad leader of the Chin fighters. That the name is still open for development. I don't know about Chin.
Why do you hate the Avatar still after you have a whole festival about the day you didn't kill the Avatar?
Oh, I don't hate the Avatar. We're just anti-Avatar. It's an entirely different thing.
Yeah.
Fair.
Have you eaten unfried dough? Unfried dough is exactly.
I hate it, but I will eat it.
That might be why you hate the Avatar, because there was fried dough, but then you didn't boil them in oil.
Actually, fry it. Yes, I know.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. My life is a comedic tragedy right from the get-go. Beyond that, he comes from a privileged and wilderness background. He is overall a fairly gentle spirit despite his background. And I got that sweet earthbending, of which I will leave the details hidden for now.
Well, aren't you just fun?
We do have a token waterbender, but he's sneaky.
Yes, Jonathan will be playing in this game. However, unfortunately, he could not make it today. Hopefully, he will be here for next episode. He is our waterbender.
One of each. Except airbenders, apparently.
Airbenders don't exist. They're not real, Bev.
Diversity squad. Let's go.
So with that, I guess I will start the episode. The narration. Let's start with some exposition. Oh, yeah. The Avatar. Oh, she's boring, so we've moved on. But no, the presence of the Avatar in the world since the 10 years since everything happened with Korra and giant robots and spirit pacts. It's all past, and the Avatar's role has changed. Well, with the real world basically kind of settled itself out with no giant world-ending bad guys or dictators rising up to fill a hole. The world's kind of settled down for the first time with peace in the last 200 or so years. With governments taking hold, most things are solved through negotiations or courts or civilized discourse, we'll say. Beyond the occasional raiding out in the more wilder places, farther away from civilization, which is getting harder to find since everything's been stretching out. It's been nice not having catastrophes on the horizon every situation. The Avatar has been less directly involved with the physical world ever since achieving this uneasy balance. They've mostly cut themselves off from their friends, it seems, going on to excursions into the spirit world for months on end, occasionally being seen at either of the spirit portals with like dirty bedraggle, looking wrecked, carrying like small sacks of things you can't quite, no one knows what's in them. But then again, no one actually believes any of these tales of people seeing the Avatar because they don't really do much anymore beyond mediating between spirits and new outposts and so on and so forth. Oh, and the occasional, reformatting of certain locations for terraforming purposes. Some projects do need just that little bit more juice. So as you guys, wherever you may all be, are all kind of here for the same reason as everybody else. grand festival celebrating the rebuilding and the peace between everybody and thing in Republic City since the 10 years since the catastrophes and chaos happened with Kavira and stuff. There's markets set up, food stalls everywhere. You actually have tours going into and out of the spirits residences in the Spirit District, which is now taking over about a third of the city. And there's a large game scavenger hunt planned for anyone who's attending, put on by the Air Peace Island, or the Nomad Peace Corps, who goes out and mediates a lot of these issues, like for a neutral third party resides. The huge tower where you just see constantly air bison and people flying out from. And we kind of flow down, and we see a air lemur kind of snipe down and steal the buns straight out of Erdene's hands, as they just freshly came back from the Fire Nation's food section, happy to get a taste of home.
I immediately jump into the air as high as the lemur and just grab the bun right out of the lemur's hand and like dead eye it as I fall back to the ground.
Lemur's never been confronted like this before, and just kind of lets out that lemur kind of like scream and flies off with a little patch of its fur, a little disheveled and turned backwards, sticky with whatever was in the pastry you now hold in your hands.
Oh yeah, I'm eating it. I'm just like, I'll teach a lemur to try and outfly me.
A little airbender kid flies by and says, "You shouldn't mess with them. They remember." Just kind of scoots off.
I just look at the kid, just mutter to myself. I'm like, lemurs shouldn't mess with me. I remember. Makes a little note.
Like it's an apple.
Yeah, takes bite of donut as if it was an apple. Just no.
The pastry was very hot inside.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm a firebender.
Just bends the heat out of.
Yeah, literally just like takes bite, chewing it, and you can just see steam coming out my nose as I exhale. Just that's a good pastry.
So as like the city around you is filled with revelry and people exploring, you're seeing a lot more, you would say, non-Republic City folks around, people in more traditional clothing. Like I say more traditional, but they're not wearing tunics and stuff. Just the stylized more traditionally and conservatively. With constant flyers dropping down saying about the scavenger hunt happening at the Air Peace Island. Trams are going there every few like half hours like that. There's events you can join, little dark alleys you can sneak between, so you don't have to walk everywhere as long.
Yeah, Erdene's gonna pick up one of the flyers for the scavenger hunt, and this looks like fun. And he'll jump, or I'll jump up to one of the little like trams going across, and I'll just kind of sit on the roof of the tram, like swinging my legs. And
is this all like using your firebending, or are you just naturally this strong to just casually?
No, this is him.
Korra on top of a tram.
No, Erdene, I'm capable of jet stepping, so I can literally like fire jump extra high kind of thing.
Okay, so when you land on the top of the train, you don't get told not to be on top of the train. You get told not to leave scorch marks everywhere because someone has to clean that up. You see this like curmudgeon guy who looks like Baku Pick'n'Pock'n'Popolis the Fourth. I have to clean up all this every day with you. Stop it.
I just wave. Have a nice day too. And go back to like looking at the scenery. Just such a lovely city. Not as nice as home, but it's a nice city here. They sure do get uppity though. Back home, nobody cares if a little bit of scorch marks. It's not a big deal. I don't get it.
Monologuing to a lemur. It's the same.
No. But it's just sitting there on the other side of the tram, staring at him.
Oh yeah.
It's not making an approach. It's the same one with the fur now just going in the opposite direction, staring at you.
I pull a second pastry out of my pocket and I look at it. As I take the first bite, I'm like, yeah, that's right. I had 2. And I just keep eating the pastry.
As you overlooking the vista, you see people milling around, traveling in varieties of ways, and as you arrive at the train station, looking at a massive crowd of people. As you kind of like jump down and off, you look back. There's just 40 lemurs sitting on top of it, staring at you as you disappeared into the crowd.
I just look back. I'm like, that's maybe 10 lemurs too many. Huh. Okay. Well, that's future me's problem. Wonder if there's anything exciting here. Where's that scavenger hunt?
And we kind of like zoom out, fly out, as we see those same lemurs kind of fly off, and you see them chittering with other lemurs across and around, as you see other people roaming throughout the city, being assaulted by all the sights and sounds, as we kind of zoom back down to Woong Yong.
I'm
getting his taste of all these people.
So as Erdene is filtering in towards the scavenger hunt, I'm going to walk out of an alleyway and see the flyer in his hand, and mistakenly, without any context of situation, I feel like he's offering it to me. So I take it out of his hand, and I'm like, "Oh yes, in the scavenger hunt. I was having trouble finding it, and thanks so much."
And a scavenger hunt.
My hat to you. Like really, like very quickly. The whole thing takes place in about like 3 seconds. I'm like, thank you, and I start to like run away, but in the opposite direction from the actual scavenger hunt. So I start going the exact opposite direction.
I'm just gonna stop and look at you, like as you're running away. Kind of like do a once over. What are you wearing? Are you wearing like nice clothes or like street clothes or?
I'm wearing one would consider it kind of stuffy nowadays, but I'm wearing an old,
pardon me,
or one could look at it, depending on the age, an Earth Nation uniform, basically. Like you can tell it's got that classic, like green, like really strong cut to it. I look,
but not like a military uniform, just like the general Earth Nation clothes.
Yeah, it's definitely like a uniform. But it's not necessarily, it's not street clothes, but it's not an official military uniform. It looks more like
university or academy clothes.
Warriors, right? Like they're very clearly part of an organization, but not necessarily part of the official military. You're like, this is way too old fashioned.
You're wearing a Boy Scouts outfit.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm just kind of looking at you running away and being like, I mean, with directions like that, so no wonder we conquered them so easily. And I keep walking towards like,
So hearing that, a couple observers passing by kind of look at you, and you can tell that really didn't go over as well as you thought it would. And kind of one of them comes up to you and he starts to call you out. Like, what is that supposed to mean?
I mean, like your soldier there bumped into me, stole stole something from my hands, and ran in the opposite direction. It's kind of self-explanatory here.
As you're explaining that to him, you notice they're a little bit redder in the face, eyes a little bit watery. You can definitely see some like fresh stains on their clothes and pants. They've probably they've enjoyed the festival.
That's fair. They're a little done.
It's like, so does that? Yeah, they're a little done. And well done is the Fire Nation would put it. So that just means you can say whatever you want about them. Is you think you're the Avatar or something? You can get away with no consequences. I'll
like go into my pocket and I'll grab like a few coins or something. I'll be like, next, and I'll take his hands and I'll just put a few coins in his hands and pat him, and I'll be like, next drink's on me, bud. Don't even worry. It's a festival today. You're doing great. It's a happy festival, and I'll just keep walking and like shaking my head a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? I won't make you roll that. The guy really likes that. He looks at maybe you aren't so bad. I do like them fireflakes. And he kind of stumbles off. And you notice too that this altercation didn't go unnoticed, as a couple air nomads seem to wander over to the guy and help him with some guidance.
That's probably for the best.
As we follow back to like the disruption of this guy just running the opposite direction on Air Peace Island, holding a flyer like it's a golden ticket.
So I'm stopping in the middle of an intersection, and I look at the map, and I look at the intersection, and I look at the map, and I look at the intersection, and under my breath I'm like, "Damn, am I lost?" I have no idea where I am. I think back to my master and tremor sense and how jealous I am of his ability to know where he is. And I'm literally going to spin like a 3/4 circle and then go left. So it looks like I'm going right, but I'm going to Zoolander my way down a random alleyway. And I now have the flyer pressed so close to my face that I probably can't see anything. I'm struggling. I'm sweating. It's starting to get to the point where my composure is starting to break down. I'm starting to like sweat profusely, and I'm probably gonna start like yelling or having a meltdown soon.
So as you like cut down one of the dark connecting alleys between the stalls, you kind of side bump a couple people. You know, it's dark, it's dingy, it's wooden. Some of these people they're not sketchy. These people are just like you, looking for shortcuts and completely lost. You see one boy in the corner just crying, just holding a map upside down, just not understanding where he is.
I look at him with like the quiet, sad understanding, and just like nod, and I'm just like, me too, bud, me too.
Then you also notice too. You notice some lemurs climbing on rooftops. You know, some people air jumping around. You know, there might be an additional different ways to get around other than crawling through all these ant tunnels, bumping into weird, kindly looking uncles or people crying in corners.
You're totally right. The thought does occur to me at almost that exact moment, where as soon as I have a moment where I'm not pressed in by a gang of people, I'm just going to step out and pull bricks out of the wall just a little bit and use them as steps to like climb up one of the houses. And I'm going to climb onto the roof and try to get my bearings from there.
As you do this, you draw a little bit of attention. So it's not common, but it's not uncommon. A crowd of lemur monkeys just rushes by you, just like around your feet like a flood, and you kind of get like taken away a few streets over and get deposited on top of a rooftop of just like this great smelling stuff. And you hear in the distance and all. Oh yeah,
abject terror. I'm like, oh, so cute. And then I'm like, oh God, they've got me. I'm dead. This is where I die. And then I am also, by the time that they deposit me on the street, I have become one with the lemur tribe. I am an honorary lemur, and whatever we smell smells delicious. So I'm going to go with my new brothers to find food.
So there's multiple stalls around, and definitely what seems to be an older crowd. But also, just as you're staring up in the sky, dumbfounded and covered in hair and God knows what else, another sheaf of like maps and stuff comes down, and you start hearing like call-outs in the distance. While you have some people staring at this odd person who just seemed to have been birthed by this cloud of monkey lemurs.
I'm gonna watch out. I'm gonna like point at the lemurs and be like, watch out, like what are you looking at? Look at the lemurs. Because I assume that the lemurs are probably going to be like trying to steal food and all that other sort of stuff, because they are not huge on paying or money in general.
There is a little bit of chaos, but you can see air nomads kind of cleaning it up, because there's just kind of this general consensus on Airpeace Island that they take what they take, but it's never too much.
Yeah,
and we don't kill lemurs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I'm gonna grab whatever is close and smells best, and I promise to come back and pay, but I don't have time right now. I am now running off to in a direction. Maybe it's towards the if it's an auditory call out, I can head towards it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna
it's like a big bison, like
so I'm gonna grab some like random street meat or whatever smells good here, looks most palatable, and then run off towards the scavenger hunt.
Then we can cut as you like kind of run off, kind of cut back a little bit as we hear shouting and screaming and this cloud of monkeys, lemur monkeys going over the fences. This kind of older gentleman looks up from his little dark little corner as he's looking at some propaganda listed up in the back alleys from where away from the food and the seating areas. Some of it remnant, some of it newer. Bev?
Wait, that's me?
And that's, you don't want it.
Sure.
Unless you don't want it.
No. I wasn't. So wait, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little confused. Are we on the mainland of Republic City, or are we on the island?
They're on the island at the moment. You can start there if you would
Island
like.
is Air Temple Island?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But it's just a temple. There shouldn't be a lot of...
Not anymore. There is a very large tower there where you can see constantly air bison and people flying out from.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, just kind of standing there, just watching as much as I can and as much as I can clock. What's kind of generally on these propaganda things that I'm looking at?
You see some of the old ones from before. Right, equalists, blah, 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 blah. But now that they've had to find more, with some of the newer ones, they've had to find more radical draws from. Why can the Avatar be the only one to fuse with a spirit? Inquire here. Why... who said spirit energy needed to be the end? Use it to solve your problems and rise up against. Or, the classic one, the Red Lotus was right.
Right. Anything in particular catching my eye, or is it all just kind of absorbing all of it?
The most that you see, roll for me.
Okay, what am I rolling? Still figuring out how the system works.
No problem.
Assess the situation.
Yep.
Yeah, that could probably work there the best.
Yeah,
it's definitely assess, yeah.
So which one is that? Focus or?
It's creativity.
Creativity. Yep. Okay. And then I'm rolling how many?
2 dice.
Do
Add them together.
Okay. That's an 8 total.
Perfect. All right. So you can ask you can ask a certain specific question, and I'll give you more details, which was that one. So you see there's a lot of new ones that seem to kind of just randomly mix up the ideals of all three, just kind of buzzwords and triggers and things to get people interested and out. A few of them even have offers of free food, offers of help in this new chaotic place where you don't feel welcome. And you even see that sometimes the glue is still wet, or they're purposely covering over anything that offers help from the city council or Air Temple Peace Island, anything helpful from people that be.
Okay, what does it say on those ones, the ones that are kind of intentionally targeting organizations? Or is it just more of the buzzwords?
No. Those ones do have something specific written on them. They mention, gifts ungiven, and the new possibilities given by the Avatar to pave our own future. That the spirit world will provide us with things that the Avatar could never even know of or even fathom the potential of.
Okay. And are all these on just kind of what the equivalent, the Avatar world equivalent of clip art kind of things, or are any of these looking more custom? Or do those look more custom? Or do these things look like handwritten, or do they look like they were just printed off ink stuff? No personalization to them, basically.
Most of them just seem to be print pressed, but a few of them you can see scribbles either in dissent or for, but most of the scribbles seem to be on the ones pertaining to the spirit world and the power within and stuff like that.
Okay. I'm assuming I've seen these flyers for the scavenger hunt.
They're everywhere. If not caught in the corners, they're flying down. There's even an addendum on the back saying each one has wildflowers put into it, so if once it decomposes, there'll be flowers grown.
Aw. Cool. Okay. So yeah, I clocked the stuff, but I'm heading towards the scavenger hunt. Generally just the way I'm dressed is, I've got my bag, I've got my swords, pretty generic practical clothes. But I've thrown on what are those festival cloak things in Japan? They're happies. Am I saying that right? You know what I'm talking about? It just kind of looks it's just kind of if you think Japanese festivals, think of the guys that you see, banging the big drums, and they've got these almost just kind of kimono style jackets thrown over. They're usually very colorful. I think it's called.
I see what you're going with. Yeah.
I got one of those thrown over so that I look like I'm in the festival spirit. Also, is this a festival where people are wearing masks like that fire festival that the gang originally in that season 1 episode?
Oh, you betcha.
Heck yeah.
There's masks of everyone who was there. There's masks of the robots. There's toys of the little dragonfly ships. A little bit in bad taste, but it's been 10 years. People have kind of... Yeah.
Okay, I just kind of grab one of those happy looking masks that's kind of like I'm honestly picturing something very similar to the one that Katara threw on Aang. That's the blue smiling face with the fuzzy, whatever the modern incarnation of that sort of a thing is. I'm just kind of grabbing one of those, and I head towards the booth spot or wherever it is to sign up for the scavenger hunt. And I'm just I'm looking at people as I go just to see if anything, I don't know. I'm just trying to be observant, but I'm also kind of I'm looking at this flyer and I'm okay, so how many people in a team for this?
So there's 2 different setups. So there's the normal single scavenger hunt that everyone will be given the same clues for, or there's a team scavenger hunt, which you can do in groups of 4 or 3, depending on how many people are available. And that will give you a special map that also lists hidden scavenger hunt items not listed for the other members.
Okay, is there a prize?
The guy at the booth says, "Oh, yes, of course. There's always a prize. If you do the team one, you'll win one of the items that you recover, one of the secret items in the bags. But remember, don't open them. You don't open them."
Dang it!
He says that to everyone, but everyone knows you're gonna open it.
Right.
Erdene's just standing beside you at the booth.
Oh, is he standing right there? I go, whoa! Hi. I do the look up and down at Erdene and just trying to assess. Hi, who's this
Er-
person standing next to me?
Erdene's wearing a fancy like Royal Navy firebender uniform. It is pristine. Like it looks like he's almost like steam pressed it just like 5 minutes ago. Other than his boots and the bottom kind of like lower part of his shins are just a little bit singed here and there and a few burnt marks. And every now and then he's kind of like half hopping on his feet, like he's almost a little antsy. And it
Okay.
like when he hops, he gets a little higher because he actually like jets up a little bit with firebending. And yeah, he's. I'm looking at the vendor, and I'm like, you know, everyone's gonna look in the bag, right? Like it's gonna happen.
I haven't told. He kind of looks at you, startled, like, "Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, they're gonna be so. I mean, no, it'll be fine. The items inside aren't. It'll be fine. The items inside aren't dangerous to anybody, anyways. Plus, who's gonna? You know, they get to take them home if they get the most. So we couldn't put anything dangerous in there.
You also know that the people who know that they're not going to win are just going to keep the item and not bring it back.
We have a Shirshu system set up. He says that immediately with zero hesitation, completely serious.
You see the look on my face just shift a little bit, and I'm like, interesting, good to know. Very, very like he like there was that like quick facial expression change, and then he's like, very smart, very well done. Honestly, like kudos to you. Like that is
I can't argue with that.
Yeah. Impressive planning, impeccable even. I am my utmost respect for the organizational system of this event.
I just kind of look over at you and I'm like, so do you have anybody for this thing? Because I really want to find out what's in these bags. It sounds fun. I don't usually do this kind of stuff, but like, I don't know. I'm in the spirit. I love the festival, but I came along. I'm from out of town, but I would love a buddy for this. It looks like we need at least one other guy. If you're looking to do the team one.
I look around a little bit and I kind of like look you up and down and seeing you in a mask and in a like.
Well, I'm wearing the mask off to the side
stuff.
so you can see my face.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of got like one of those like I'm a tourist smile on my faces.
I don't. I don't know
if you clock that I do have swords on my back.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking. I'm like, I just. Not to be rude or anything, but I guess it is getting later. He's kind of looking around, trying to see if there's literally anyone better than you.
I look very unskilled.
That's a great moment for you to like look over, and I'm like waving at you, and I've still got the.
You're waving the paper at him. Like, hey, it's me.
Hey, I recognize you. Hey, and I'm gonna like come up to you, and I'm gonna hand you the directions, even though it's just like a cheap pamphlet that are literally they're everywhere around us. They're thrown on the ground. They're in the trash. They're everything. I'm gonna bring your pamphlet back to you and be like, here you go.
As you mentioned that, there's literally a kid going by blowing their nose in it and like wiping their hands with some ice cream.
I'm gonna take my fire from you and just be like, thanks. That's I guess this is my team now. Like, don't worry, I'll handle it all. Oh, and I turn to like the vendor. Okay, what's the first clue?
Well, I don't give you those. They're all on the scroll I give you, and you kind of see them reach down into what you can see from your angle is just a big box of scrolls with the little blue like airbender seal on it. Right? You kind of see him reach down, and he hands you a scroll with a purplish blue seal on it. He says, "Here you go. You can start off once you hear the bison sound off 3 times."
I take the scroll.
And as you kind of as you take the scroll from them, you get out of the way, and you can see other people, shove you off to the side, and like three, big burly looking guys.
Where were those guys a second ago?
Yeah,
some of us have a job to do.
You see the color in Erdane's face just drop as he's like, I could have been on their team.
Looks over at us too, and what's that one sound effect that they always use? Like, boo boo.
Womp womp.
And you notice it's instead of just like the three group of big burly guys, it's who you over here are just absolutely gushing to the air nomad about how excited they are to be here, and they've come here every year. You notice there's actually a large group lining up of like consistent. You can tell they're trying to be casual, but it's a little bit too rigid with what you guys have been around and notice. You're all a bit too experienced with that. Of groups lining up for the group scavenger hunt.
Is there any kind of, like, besides just the awkwardness, is there any kind of, like, through lines with these guys of, like, hey, look, it all appears to be people with the same tattoo or something like that, like...
Throw me an assess.
That one was focus again, or sorry, creativity. I will learn this.
Anyone's welcome to do this too. There's a big group.
That is a 7.
Just enough. So you do notice there is not particularly like physical marks, but there's a conformity to how they appear and act.
In what way?
It's too polite and it's too direct. Like they're not quite used to being casual.
Interesting.
And the big guys in front of you, they're handed a blue scroll with a seal, and they're told to wait for the bison. And and he says, the guy looks over at you kind of nervously. You're still here and standing there. If you wouldn't mind just moving on, I got a lot of people to deal with here. Just take your scroll there, and he kind of looks at your scroll, does a double take, and wait for the bison. You can kind of see people milling past.
Okay. Well, I guess we kind of continue like out of the immediate circle, and I immediately bust open that scroll.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think these guys are waiting for the bison.
I definitely notice you about to bust open that scroll, and so I'll kind of like shove you so you're turned a little bit away from everyone, and I just kind of like...
Oh yeah, no, I didn't do that in front of everybody.
No, and I just kind of like kick up some dust around us so that like we're a little less, like a little more concealed per se.
Cool.
I like how you're all kind of just
introduce myself
in on this.
Because I'm like, oh hi, I don't think we've met yet. I see you're friends with lemurs.
There are a couple lemurs kind of milling around the edge.
I'm gonna like shoot you finger guns, and then also shoot the lemurs some finger guns. And be like, I respect talent where I see it.
The lemurs give you a thumbs up.
No.
The carbon rabbits have returned.
They followed us in the other universe.
Crossover. We're gonna have an incursion. Anyway, okay, so we go off to find our dusty, not obvious space and opening scroll. What in scroll? What's the scroll?
Inside the scroll, it seems to just be a map. It's not very specific. Obviously, streets are gone, relatively vague, with little symbols posted here and there of different of the different regions. Fire, water, earth, air. Plus a little like normal white-ish, black diamond outline dots throughout the thing. But you can tell from the legend on the left are just the normal ones, which are all worth 1 point in the grand scheme of things.
Okay, so wait, so the little diamond-y things are the items that we're looking for are the normal things worth 1 point, and there's elemental thingies that we're also looking for?
Sorry, what was that?
Okay, so I'm just figuring this. It's the little diamond things are the items that we're looking for worth 1 point, but then there's also other items worth more points?
Yes, so the one item ones are what everyone with a normal map would have. You can kind of figure out from, and then the ones with the symbols are the special ones that you guys can go for.
And those have the water or the elemental symbols.
Yeah, and they're not pinpoint. They just mark like a small area that the thing will be in.
Is it obvious that it's a map of the city, or
very obvious?
Okay, so this is definitely the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
I immediately. So this is the city. Let's start heading back to the tram. I assume neither of you can cross without it.
I scowl at him.
I just kind of look at,
but I scowl.
I do that behind a smile scowl of like, well, I mean, unless there's a boat, but yeah, trams work too.
And I suggest we are first in line for the tram. That way we get a advantage going forward.
I gave him a thumbs up.
Didn't you say we were waiting for a bison?
Yes,
did.
We're supposed to wait, but we can always we can just say we have good hearing and we'll hear the bison from the tram. It's very easy to say.
I mean, who's to say when the bison went off, really? I get that little like smile and like little like hee hee, like I'm being so bad. I'm never this bad kind of grin.
You're a 30-year-old man.
It's 32. I'm just, hey, I am probably just a schmo this is all I do with my time for funsies. The rest of the day is just, grind and commuting and if Tinder existed, Avatar Tinder, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's
get going then.
Yeah. Anyway, go to the so from where the tram drops us off, where's the most easily accessible first place of the special things to go to?
I'll leave that up to you guys.
Let's say the Central Park knockoff. I don't know, that's just me.
I think that's where the Spirit Portal is now. Isn't that not the center of the Spirit District?
Oh, it might be. I haven't rewatched those episodes recently.
Go into the Spirit District.
Okay, what about that? I don't know. I'll let you guys. Train station? I don't know. I'm trying to remember the locations in Republic City.
It's basically whichever of the major districts you can think of, there will be a elemental symbol there.
Which statue of original Team Avatar are we around? There's a Sokka statue, a Toph statue, an Aang statue, and a Zuko statue. For all we know, there's a Katara statue, but we never saw that.
We're definitely going for the fire symbol one first.
Is that actually the closest? I look at you. Is that actually the closest one?
Of course it is. It's right there. We're gonna
Narrator, is it actually the closest one?
Sounds like it's right there.
Okay. I just kind of look at it in comparison to the other ones, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, sure, it's not the farthest one.
And I'm gonna roll to assess the situation. Let's see here. That's a 8. So, I'm going to say, what should I be on the lookout for as I kind of like jump into the air? Like I've looked at the map and then I'm going to take like an aerial view of the area and kind of.
Well, are we close enough or do we need to travel still?
I assume we're close enough, but.
Yeah, with your the tram system's pretty comprehensive. You've traveled close enough that you can start to compare what the map looks like to where you are.
Okay, so we're in the space of where potentially this thing is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to assess the air?
Yeah, so I'm assessing from the air, and I'm kind of looking around and just being like, okay, what looks like it matches the best? Kind of.
So from what you were seeing around from before too, and your clues, you're probably looking for like a simple cloth sack with like the symbol attached to it.
Okay.
And from what you can tell from your map and the aerials, is probably in like the northwest sector of the crafting district.
Okay.
Near the metalworking area. Close enough to the bay to have a consistent water source to be pumped in with minimal effort.
Yeah. No, I'll reiterate this to the other two. I'll be like, yeah, no, it looks, looking at the map, it's over that way. And I'll kind of point.
And as you all arrive at the tram, on the way there, you notice like a roar from the crowd echoing all the way from the start of the ceremony you didn't go to. And like you start seeing like powder fireworks going off, and you hear the bellow of bison, and you notice just this massive crowd of flying bison, and they're all dropping crowds of teams off faster than your tram.
Are we still on the tram? I thought we were off.
This was on the way here.
I immediately wait, hold up.
They said there were going to be bison. I missed riding the bison.
What am I? I'm rolling with focus.
I was so happy when you guys are like, yeah, we're all on the ball. See you later, losers.
No, I immediately I rolled a 9 for relying on skills and training. I immediately grabbed the other two, like, under my arms, and I just jump off the tram and I jet fly as fast as I can toward the spot to beat this bison. On a 9, I do it, but I do it imperfectly.
In that case, I want one of your other two teammates to roll 1d6.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
It's a 5.
Okay, so there's going to be, we're going down to 4. So there's going to be 2 other groups that you manage to just beat there as you land on your shoes, tearing the soles off.
That's fine.
And the other 2 are shaken to the point where they have to regain their composure, but they don't have any conditions. You guys are lucky in that case, but you do have 2 other groups of 3 immediately there in the vicinity.
Do they see us also looking?
They didn't until there was a giant flash of fire.
Great.
So there is now an active race for what appears to be the first fire sigil. Or sack with a fire sigil in it.
Is there anything that we can go off of to find this, or are we just randomly looking in corners? Like,
you didn't go to the ceremony, so yeah.
okay. What are the other guys looking for? What do the other teams seem to be doing? Do they seem to know where they're going?
They seem to be splitting up, or they seem to be staying in a group and going down towards the ground level, it appears. And looking at the map closer, you can see that the stamps indicate a general vicinity of a couple blocks where something should be hidden. And you can assume it won't be inside somebody's house.
That's what you think. Start
breaking pots for rupees.
Every sack stolen.
Pull out my swords.
I just start burning houses down. It has to be not flammable, you guys.
Fire seal, right?
What if it is the fire? Yeah, I guess we take off after. I mean, like, follow those guys.
Actually, can I attempt to trick like at least one of these groups of other people?
Yeah, their eyes are totally on you after that fancy display.
Where it is. Okay, so let's see. It's creativity.
Yep.
That's 10 plus 1 for 11. So I get to pick 2. So I'm going to shout that I'll be like, cover my back. I know exactly where, like, I'm going to go grab it, like run interference. And I'm going to yell it loudly enough that the nearby opposing teams can hear me. And I'm going to start running off in a random direction, which is pretty much my shtick at this point. On a 10 plus pick 2. So I'm going to say that they overcommit and they're going to be deceived for some time. And they're also going to act foolishly.
Okay.
So you get to tell me what additional opportunity they give us.
So as you shout this out and run off in the absolute direction, you hear one of the groups start yelling, they're going the wrong way, and then one other group yelling, "No, they're not, you idiots! We know it's over here."
I immediately start following those guys.
And then, as just distracted by their overconfidence and the fact that they think you're just absolute fools, they kind of get. I won't say they get lost, but it's going to take them a little bit longer to get down because none of them seem to be benders. So getting dropped off on the rooftop like they chose to may have disadvantaged them.
Oh, we're all on rooftops?
Well, they are.
Are we on the ground?
We are not. We are on the ground.
You are now, yeah.
Okay, so we're actually ahead of them.
From the tram, you jumped from the tram line, landed on the ground in the flash of fire. They noticed this and shouted from the rooftops, and you saw them gesture in the direction. So, because of your thing, this is for you guys, but they shouted to the other, "No, you idiots! It's over here." And one group gestured to the other group. It's over where it pointed where it was. Odd.
I go towards where they're pointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna thank them very kindly for their assistance.
The guy just sits there, stares at you for a moment. You just hear this explosion of fire, or this explosion of rattles and bangs as he just desperately tries to get down. I can't believe I'm gonna get so.
Oldest trick in the book. Let's go.
So you guys definitely gained a lead over them over this. As you get closer and you start to see like little powder markings kind of everywhere of different colors. 4 different colors.
Are they the elemental colors?
Bingo!
Woo!
I'm gonna look for the red color.
Sorry, there's powder. Like, is it just like random, like the color powder splatter party, or like what is?
Yeah, imagine if somebody threw like a chalk bag at a wall.
And there's just is there one of each color, or are they just everywhere?
They seem to be kind of scattered. Some of them in groups, some of them here and there. It's like 1, 2, 3. Pops of them together.
Like the what?
Like 3 dots of. So
are there dots on our instructions or on our map?
Yeah, you notice at the bottom that there's a 3 dot, a 2 dot, a 1 dot, and then another 2 dot.
Are those colored?
Yes.
What colors are they?
Red, blue, yellow, and
Green.
So the red one is a 3 dot?
Yes.
Okay, is there a red 3 dot on the premises?
Not in your immediate range. All you see is a bunch of colorful stalls, some dots around, but you notice they kind of there's some corners, some alleyways, lots of steam and heat in this area. It's as you get closer to, you hear the din of banging and crafting, people hawking and getting raw materials.
Noisy.
You can't linger.
Yeah,
you can't
fan
linger.
out. And I'm gonna go right and I assume one of you will go left, and the other one goes straight.
Are there any particularly good stash spots in this immediate neighborhood?
For you, that might be relying on your skills and training.
Okay, and that one is which one?
Focus.
And that's
Because
2 dice?
with your and because with your background, that kind of fits.
Yeah. And that is a 9.
So you do it, but you do it imperfectly. You can either get a consequence from the GM or mark 1 fatigue.
Let's mark 1 fatigue.
Good choice.
Where's that?
Yeah.
Fatigue.
Should be on the top left of your first page.
Your stats, yeah.
Top left first page.
Underneath stats.
Or for like top left quadrant.
Fatigue. There we go. Okay.
All right. So you see, just by luck through a cloud in distance, you see the reflection, what appears to be 3 dots of red, about 2 alleyways down behind a casting shop for molten iron.
All right, book it there.
Off you go into the iron shop. As you kind of disappear into the distance, the 2 groups come up into the center area you guys just split off from, kind of looking to each other and mingling and chatting, and all of a sudden they kind of split off to the one of them splitting down off into Erdene's direction, and one of them spinning off down Bev's direction.
Okay.
Where am I?
You are
standing in the alleyway waiting for them.
Well, if you went off in a different direction, you.
I just was wrong. Okay, gotcha. No, that's fair.
No. Sorry, I was going off of Ian's cue of you all going off in different directions. That was my mistake. So
there was a third direction.
Well, I assumed one went straight, one went left, and one went right. That was my assumption, but I could have been mistaken.
Okay, so
I thought of it as a T junction, not as a. If it's a 4-way, then yes.
It's kind of an anyway. You just have to if you decide to go through shops or not. But as you decide, I guess what we'll do instead is she's like, I got it, and she just dashes off between a bunch of shops and stalls without giving you any warning or incentive or context.
I'm not even sure I shouted I got it. I think I just booked it.
There you go. As you 2 are standing bewildered in the alleyway, you hear behind you the 2 groups thundering down the alleyway, pissed.
Like mad or drunk? Or both?
Could be both. Probably mad.
That frames the scene better for you 2 guys and makes it accurate.
Okay. So we're standing in the alleyway as they're turning around the corner, pissed.
Yeah, they're you can't quite see them yet, but you know they're coming.
Okay. I don't know if I believe that Ash is on the right track, so I'm still gonna go in a different direction, looking for the 3 dots.
I went towards the 3 dots.
But I don't.
Ran.
Yeah, you just ran. You didn't say anything. You just ran. And I'm not in the habit of trusting random people I just met.
Fair enough.
Implicitly.
Strange.
So, I mean, I'll look around, and if I'm able to see the 3 dots, then sure, I'll follow you. But I think our narrator stated that you kind of knew this area better, so you knew what you were looking for.
She's better at seeing little hidey holes and sneaky hidings and stuff.
Yeah, so I think
There's
I'm
a whole underground network of this city.
I'm definitely just kind of like, maybe I'm not too far from this like square, so I know where Ash went, but I am like checking stalls looking for the 3 dots.
Okay. There's tons of little dots around, little knickknacks, ropes, blankets, weaver stalls. You got some metalworking stalls, some jewelry stalls. There's some stores, some boxes, some barrels around, but nothing that seems to be pointing anything. Unless you're nothing specific, unless you're looking harder.
Yeah, no,
not the ones you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm just looking right now. I was given Wu Young a chance to act here too.
Oh, okay. Perfect. All right. And off you go into the distance. I can't give you good things. You're not going to find anything.
No, that's fine. No, the point was I'm staying within semi sight of where Ash went, so I don't forget the alley where Ash went.
That's true. You don't want to lose each other in this area.
Yeah, but I am searching other things. So that's what I'm doing. Wu Young.
I feel very overfamiliar already because we decided to work together, and therefore I have an inconsistent idea of team dynamic. So seeing this press of dudes running towards us, and I'm gonna look over at our Erdene, and we're not going to be able to read each other's thoughts. So I'm thinking yeah, we're gonna stand up to these guys. This is about to become a full contact scavenger hunt. And Erdene is I don't trust Ash, so I'm gonna go and keep looking myself. And so what happens is I square up, getting ready to be okay, just two bros ready to stand against these odds and get messy. And then I look over again and I realize that nobody is there, and I'm standing there squared off against a press of many dudes coming to kick my ass. And then I'm probably going to fall on my knees and start begging them to not attack me. I'm being really pathetic. Immensely pathetic.
You don't make yourself a little earth tent of no, nope, 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 like a turtle?
Unfortunately, shaping isn't really my my forte. But I can definitely fall to my knees and start groveling very noisily, while also, attempting to get directly in the way of anybody who just tries to run past me. So I have to be no, please don't beat me up. No, I'm begging you, don't use violence to solve your problems. We have other ways that we can come to terms about this, and while also literally physically blocking them as much as possible.
So is this a plead, or is this...
This is definitely plead, yes. This is definitely me pleading for them to not beat the crap out of me while also trying to consume as much time as possible.
Okay.
Oh, that's not great.
You also trick, which is creativity.
Yeah, I'm going to use plead. I already used trick. So it is a 9 after adjustment. So
okay.
Hold up.
Yeah, you take it away if you got something.
Yeah. As you're pleading there, because it says on a 9, they need something more evidence that this is the right course. And Erdene's gonna just hearing hearing Wu Young in the background, just start pleading for their life. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna fire stream up, just jump into the air, fire all around me, and superhero land in front of Wu Young and be back off. And I'm gonna roll intimidation.
Ooh.
Consider me intimidated.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a 12. Oh.
Okay. So
on a
you
10
get to
plus,
pick
you pick one.
One they cannot choose, so they get affected by 3 of them.
You pick one they cannot choose.
One. So you pick one that Austin can't choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. They...
Oh, yes. So, sorry. So, they choose one on a hit, and then on 10 plus first, you pick one I can't choose. So you get to limit my
Yeah.
options.
Yeah. I'm going to stop them from giving me stipulations. They are not allowed to tell me what to do.
So they give.
I am
So
better
they
than them.
won't give in with a few stipulations.
Yeah.
So they're either going to run back down or attack us.
Yeah. I do not take orders from peons.
So, you know what? It's because you rolled a 12. So what they're gonna do is they appear to like look up, bulk up, and get ready to charge you down. Then all of a sudden they hear like one of them calls, wait, we're being watched. And you look up and there's some like air nomad guards, observers, making sure nobody's cheating. And this is kind of a populated market filled with vendors and craftsmen around. It's kind of hard just to assault people in the middle of the street, even under the cover of steam and metal. So they kind of pull off a bit and kind of make like they're looking around you aggressively, keeping an eye on you. And you can tell while they're not going to attack you, they're going to stay close.
That's fair. That's
on
fine.
your group now.
So they're basically waiting for the guards to turn a blind eye so that they can beat the crap out of us and or advance past us.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
They're very frustrated right now because one, they screwed up once already, and two, now they're being watched like babies. They want to murder something. I mean, unalive you. I
have a very punchable face, and I'm making a real wiener of myself, like making a huge, huge scene.
These people are very aggressive for a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm acting like they've already stabbed me a couple of times, like basically.
I turn around to you, still on the ground. I'm just like, stand up now. Come on.
I don't know if I want to. At this point, I've been down here for so long that, like, do you think it's safe?
On your feet. Let's continue on. Go find Ash, and let's get the next clue.
It occurs to me, I don't think I ever actually introduced myself to you guys.
None of us did. We don't know each other's names. We just know that we're in a tenuous work relationship.
Go find the other one, and yes, that sounds like my character way better anyway too. Go find the other one.
Learned the name even if I told you.
Yeah, go find the other one, and let's be on our way on the next clue. We've lost too much time to these others.
Okay.
So how am I doing over at clue hunting then, I guess?
You come up upon a wall filled with just little knickknacks, like a cubby wall filled with different projects and stuff. And the tri-dots are above it. There's at least like 30 different cubbies. Yeah.
Is there anything to give me a hint as to which cubby I'm looking for, or is it just...
Let's see.
That sounds like a roll
or push your luck, or a
push your luck.
Assess the situation.
Assess the situation. Please
with the GM.
Just, hey guys, did you see some bald nerd drop off a bag here?
I swear it's not drugs.
Wait. Can I just like quick? Are there other people in the room with me, like in the shop?
You betcha.
Any of them watching me?
Yeah.
Like, not just a who's this loser way, but like an intent, like wants to see what I'm doing.
No, just seem passive curiosity and like side resignation because they know there's going to be a bunch of people running through their shop all day.
Okay, so then
buying things.
I'm gonna say
buying things.
I almost want to say push my luck.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 2 dice? Excuse me.
2 dice and with passion.
That, oh, come on, guys. That is a 5.
Oh, that's a miss.
That is a miss. So, so you're gonna start kind of like, I got this. And you could figure out anyway, but you're gonna go through the shelf, and you're gonna knock out, and you're gonna have one of those moments where like you look up, chicken, 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 shing, and like a bunch of knives and daggers and swords all just kind of fall around you in a cloud, all magically hitting you. But you're gonna take a condition.
Okay. Which, any specific one, or am I just...
I'm looking.
Doomed, impaired, trapped, stunned.
Sorry, no conditions. You are guilty.
Oh, guilty.
Guilty.
Because you just made a huge noise, letting everyone know where you were, and you just knocked like all this hard work out from these cubbies and stuff while accomplishing nothing.
Deny a
makes
call out.
sense.
What's deny a call out again? Or was it balance moves? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I continue just looking after this annoying thing? Be like, well, that was awkward. Now do this work smarter, not harder.
It's definitely one of those hyena moments the other two notice. It's like all 5 of the other, like, or all 6 of the other people just, whoomph. You, oh well. And just kind of start trudging off in a manner towards down that hallway. Or down the lane towards you. But yeah, you're welcome to keep going.
But they all see me do this, and I'm like, hey.
Oh, they know where you generally are now, yeah.
But do they know where I specifically am? Like, do they see me?
They'll be able to see where you are once they get within eye shot. There's just a lot of bits in the way at the moment. As these other two kind of just exchange a glance.
But you said like a bunch of sharp things fell around me? Wait,
you betcha.
But the other two, do they see me? Like, are they there now?
If the other team is moving, we are moving as well.
Okay. I mean, very quickly seeing if I can find anything real quick. Like, did I discover it in this avalanche?
There's a few alcoves at the top you have to kind of climb up like a ladder to reach.
I do that.
There's one filled with old school Fire Navy weapons, and it's hiding in the back of it.
I grab it.
Mark of fatigue, because there's a lot of weapons here, and you kind of have to drag them out one by one while you're hanging yourself from a ladder.
Okay, what is it?
It's a bag with a fire sigil on it.
Okay, is it like, what are we talking here? Like a dice bag size, big rucksack, coin purse?
A little bit bigger than a dice bag. It seems to be very old, stained, and it feels odd. Like it just feels odd when you hold it.
I'm guessing these guys are imminently around the corner?
Oh, you betcha. Okay,
I stuff that thing in my bag real quick and then start digging through other shelves.
Oh,
that's smooth.
All right. As these guys are kind of like trudging around the corner, the other two are chasing them, coming upon them, staring at her, just climbing through stuff.
I'm a dude in this world.
Sorry, yeah, Ash is just climbing, like looking around through some things, looking confused and like, I gotta hurry.
Guys, I'm super close. I can feel it's this next shelf. Oh no, more swords. Paper cut, except metal.
That's Erdane's just, that's a normal cut.
Oh,
Paper
whoopsies.
cut, but metal.
like Erdene just like turns the corner, sees the scene, hears that, and just deadpan stares at you, and is just, that's called a normal cut. Like, oh,
Whoopsie doodle.
like you could see the life drain from his eyes as he realizes who he's partnered with.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
So I'm assuming these other guys are gonna kind of come towards me and like lunge and stuff.
Well, again, still a populated place. They're not just gonna
Run at me.
they're not just gonna punch out people in an Erdene nomad
like,
festival.
It would appear that they are, lunging-ish towards me and stuff. So when I see that, I, in as much of a Jerry Smith as I can make it look like, do a, oh no, and cower to the ground and just roll away, sneak past them.
Trick NPC, I think, is what's gonna work here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are here, so you're more than able to help the situation, as comical as it seems.
Trick is a creativity, so that's a 5.
Okay. So, they absolutely do not fall for it because you tied the thing to your belt.
No, I put it in my bag and you know it.
Except it's sticking out.
Except the tag sticking out the top of your bag.
No,
okay.
But the tag sticking out the top of your bag, comically enough, because you failed to trick that as NPCs, and they can tell from your voice. You may not be the best at lying, or maybe it's been a while since you've lied to 6 people at the same time.
It's been a while since I've lied to 6 at once.
So they're all gonna kind of impress upon you the need for you to join them down the hallway and kind of surround you and hug you into the they're going to surround you and hug you into the next lane for a discussion.
I stroll on in with them, being like, this sounds like a delightful idea, you guys.
They kind of stare at you, and Woong staring in the background, and the people around. The more the merrier. We love company. And they smile in the way, it's not a smile, it's just showing all your teeth at once.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Grimace.
Yes, you're more than welcome to join them.
Oh, yeah, no, Erdene will walk with them. He has a smirk on him.
Yeah.
I definitely am smirking.
We're joining them now.
I'm so glad we made friends with these guys. I follow along, obviously.
Yeah, it is still in your bags, and then so you guys kind of follow along into an alleyway, and they throw the whole bad guy spiel at you. You don't want this. This is just a game. Go get one of the other ones. What's the point of all this? There's no airbenders here to save you.
Quick assess of the area. Is there I'm looking for an escape route in the alley that they take me to.
If you can climb, there's very many escape routes.
Yes, I can.
Then yes, there are escape routes available to you. You specifically. That is not a royal you. Specifically to Ash. But
cool.
Erdene and Woong are also with you. You cannot ignore your new friends.
We will not be with you if you choose to go that route.
Yeah.
What kind of ground are we on?
You're on kind of like gravel covered pavement, just kind of to prevent fires and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's any. Is there dust? Any
Yeah.
kind of dust? There's lots of
Dust and sand everywhere.
Okay, is there grabbable sand and dust?
You can pocket sand from the ground, you betcha.
Okay. I'm gonna very quickly grab that, and what am I doing? I'm gonna chuck that stuff real quickly in the direction of Erdene's nose.
The sand?
The dust. It's dust, not sand. It's dust.
You're chucking dust in my face?
In your nose,
I
specifically.
love new teams.
In my nose, like towards my
Yeah, I want you to inhale in a way that might agitate you and cause you to, I don't know, explode in an exhale of a sneezing sort.
I'm gonna take a dust dirt cloud to the face, and
As teammates do.
and Erdane's immediately gonna just really quick here, narrator. The other 6 people, are they classified? Are they classified as a singular group of enemies? Okay.
At this point, yes.
Okay, that's good to know. Then Erdane's gonna take that dust cloud to the face, kind of wipe his face a little bit, and just look at you and go, I'm glad we're on the same team. And start walking towards the group, and he's just going to jump, and I'm going to initiate combat here.
I can't believe you've done this to me. But continue.
Wait, you didn't sneeze? Come on, dude.
I can't, if there's nothing, before I actually initiate combat, I assume we are capable of initiating combat here. They just said there's no airbenders.
At the moment, yes, there's nothing to prevent you from starting combat if you wish to start a combat.
I'm going to start combat, and
an airbender, not for me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm picturing Wu Young saying that in the background. Yeah.
I also how the fact is that Woon Young made no attempt to stop that.
I watched you get hit in the face with a bunch of dirt. What, am I a mind reader? I don't know these people. That maybe they throw dirt in each other's faces. It wasn't my face.
I was trying to get an explosive sneeze.
Oh, you'll pay later.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm like, okay, there's some weird tension between these two.
That pocket sand, that darn pocket sand.
You said one of the magic words here, which is that they are a group, and currently they're a group, and currently there are no airbenders. And at this point, nobody realizes that I'm a bender, besides the fact that I'm dressed all in green, which might hint towards an element, but otherwise only really tells you where I'm from, not what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. Is there either an obvious leader or a prime thug, so to speak?
The one who was cursing you as you ran down the fire escape earlier.
Okay, so I'm going to run into his face in an agitating manner.
Okay, I'm going to give you a surprise round for this.
I'm going to suck his ass into the ground.
Because they didn't expect you after the big spiel to just be like, all right, fair enough. Counterpoint. Violence.
Counterpoint violence.
No. It's pacifism. It's forced pacifism.
You're forcing them to be a pacifist.
He's not starting a fight, he's finishing it.
That's how this works.
He's finishing it first.
I like it.
I mark 2 fatigue, and he is now trapped up to his neck in rehardened gravel street stuff. Earth.
Excellent. I'm also rolling for combat here. If am I allowed to do that?
Oh yeah, you guys are definitely getting a surprise round on these guys, but keep in mind that Ash is in the middle of the thugs. There is a person there.
I was.
That is not
that's
a thought.
fine. That's fine. They can take damage.
Saw that one coming. I'm like, my attacks won't hit Ash. That's fine. And Erdene's over here like, my attacks will hit Ash. That's fine.
Oh yeah. No. Erdene's gonna use jet stepping to advance to a higher position. I'm gonna become favored and prepared. And I'm literally floating just above Ash's head. Like with fire jets. I'm just floating there.
That was my way out. Thank you.
I look like I'm about to start some shit. Like I am in ready fighting stance, floating above Ash's head. Anyone foe can mark 2 fatigue to block me from getting into position. By the way, if they choose.
They're not, because they're just like
Excellent.
Prize round.
Yeah.
Those fools. Okay.
They very felt like they had the upper position a moment ago.
Excellent. They're idiots. I love it. I'm so happy for them. Yeah. So now we go into regular combat, which means we all pick, including yourself, narrator. Everyone picks a move, and that move is either defend and maneuver, attack and advance, or evade and observe.
And then you roll for it.
You pick a fighting technique, and then you don't roll for it yet. So we all pick. Yes. Each player picks. They choose, and then you reveal what you chose, and then we roll in order of certain moves go before other moves. So we roll in specific order. So I have picked my move. I have marked it on my paper with a dice for what I am about to do. Has anyone else picked their move? Because we all pick our moves in secret, what we're about to do. And then now remember, defend and maneuver goes first, then attack and advance, and then evade and observe. So decide kind of where you want to be in the combat order. And then, yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to. I'm writing down everything so I can remember what they do.
There's also the play materials too that outline some of the basic things too.
Yeah, that's a good page to be on.
Oh yeah, my combat cheat sheet.
I'm just trying to see if we pick the same moves, who goes? What's the order? After the exchange,
I think it's just kind of at the same. It's kind of at the same time when we narratively do it.
Yeah, generally speaking, I think PCs go first.
Yeah, which would make sense.
I know in some games GM goes first because the GM gets an advantage.
Okay, so we don't need to keep our choices secret unless we're fighting other players.
Well,
so
we're fighting.
We're allowed to talk and coordinate. It's because NPCs are going to be our enemy.
Sorry, but we Austin needs to pick his choice before we start just vocalizing what we're going to pick. And Austin picks his choice in secret because he can't make his choice with knowledge of what we're picking.
I've already picked.
Okay.
He's the dungeon master. He can do whatever he wants.
He's not supposed to. I guess is a better term.
Okay.
Because he could be like, oh, you guys are all doing this, I'm going to do this first, kind of thing.
Time to get counterpicked.
Yeah. I have picked my move. I don't care what you guys do.
Also, Ash, because of all this, because they started in a combat thing, you're going to also start this engaged with one of the enemies because they had you kind of gang pressed in between them.
Quick question. That LPM thing, what is that again?
Learned, practiced, and mastered.
Okay, and how do I know what each of them are?
Your 2 techniques You can pick one to be mastered, and you can pick one to be learned. And once you use it in combat, it becomes practiced.
Okay. All right. Well, I know what I'm gonna do. I think.
Okay, we all ready?
Yep.
Okay, so who is defending and maneuvering?
NPCs.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The group is going to spread out.
Hold up. Wu Young or Ash, are you defending and maneuvering?
Nope.
No.
Okay. So, yes, go ahead, NPCs.
All right. So you see them all kind of spread out and take space along the groups because they're not here to get taken out by one big old burst of fire from this absolute insane lad with no soles on his shoes.
Yeah.
So they cannot suffer more than one fatigue, one condition, or one balance shift from any individual attack. They can also engage with any foes in a wider reach, and it pays no cost to keep an engaged foe from attacking, hence Ashitaka. And they avoid large-scale attacks.
Sorry, I was writing stuff down. I missed that. How does that affect me?
It costs them nothing to keep you engaged, escaping. Keep an engaged foe from escaping, and since you started this fight engaged with them from the thing, even once they spread out, you're still kind of gang pressed between a couple of them.
Okay.
That doesn't mean you can't do anything, you're just engaged.
Right.
Okay, but they can still be attacked as a group, you said, sorry?
They avoid large scale attacks, so yes they can, but they can only suffer one fatigue
They can
at
only
a time.
suffer one. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so I'm going to advance and attack. Is anyone else advancing and attacking?
Yep.
Okay. Wu Young, are you advancing and attacking?
Nope.
Okay, so do you want to go ahead there, Ash?
Sure. Anybody who's in arm. How many people can I attack at once?
So you do have to roll for that.
Okay.
You can attack one person.
Stand smooth. When you resolve your approach, you roll with the appropriate stat. Advance and attack rolls with passion on a 7 or 9. Use a basic or master technique.
Yeah, but you can only attack.
NPC, I don't roll.
I know. But Ash can only attack one person unless their move specifically says they can target more people or a group.
Yes, but they still have to roll to be able to use a basic or master technique.
Yes, they do still have to. Yes, they do still have to roll. You're right. Sorry.
So I have to roll?
Yeah.
Okay,
roll
I can only attack one person. So roll with passion, and again, I'm rolling with 2. 2 dice?
Yeah, 2 dice. 2 dice with plus your passion.
That is... I can do math. That was easy math, and I'm bad at it. 11. The answer is 11.
Okay.
Nice.
So you get to use mark 1 fatigue to use a learned technique, use 1 practice technique, or use 2 different basic or mastered techniques.
Wait, 2... I can use 2 different mastered techniques?
Basic or mastered, yeah.
Yeah.
But
they have to be under. They have to be under the advance and attack.
Yeah, I got 2 of those. I can do 2.
Okay.
I can do 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because you rolled 11 up, you get to you either get to force to use a learned technique, which will make it practiced for you. You can just use for free a practice technique, or you can use a basic and a practice together, or in vice versa.
I'm going to use 2 mastered techniques. I can do
Do you
that.
have 2 mastered techniques? Oh, yeah, your
said
basic
I
one
pick
from your playbook. You're right.
Yeah.
That counts.
Yep.
All right.
That's a basic technique.
I'm going to disorient and chi block.
Okay.
Nice.
So you can.
Legend.
I am.
So this will work on them, but because they're spread out, you can only apply it. You can only apply 1 fatigue, 1 status condition, and 1 balance shift.
Yeah.
To 3 different people or to 1 person?
It's all from the same. From how many? Yeah, from 1 instance each time.
Okay.
Because they're not close enough together for you to hit enough of them to affect the whole group fully.
Okay. So yes, I'm going.
Plus, you're engaged.
Yeah, and
So
I
you can only
did
hit one of them.
fatigue. Right. So yeah, there was a pummel and engage foe with quick blows, mark 1 fatigue to shift their balance away from center, and then mark 1 fatigue, which I did. Is it 1 fatigue per thing, or is it? Okay, so I have to hit 2 fatigues then.
Yeah.
Okay. I only have one more. Mark 1 fatigue, condition rendering a limb useless. Enemy has 1 fewer limb, chooses 1 fewer technique per exchange.
Okay.
And then you get that back after 3 thingies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm advancing and attacking. And my goal is to force this group together, kind of thing. Like I want them to move back together instead of being spread out.
Okay.
So because
Countered.
I'm forcing, I get a +1. Because that is my specialty. And I'm going to use my spiral flare kick.
Also, I think you said you were focused too, weren't you?
I am not
Favored and
focused.
prepared.
I'm favored and prepared. So favored means I get to do 2 attacks, basically.
Yeah, that's what favored means.
Yeah, and then prepared,
Even on a
you get a
miss.
+1 to the appropriate roll.
Yeah. So I get a +1 from prepared and a +1 from forcing. So I get
you have to
+2.
clear prepared to get that +1 though.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not going to clear. I'm going to clear the prepared. So I get +2 on this time.
Okay.
So that'll be a 6 + 2 is 7, 8 +1 is a 9 because I'm. Oh wait, no.
Just
So
enough.
9. So I get to use 1 basic or master technique. So I get to use a flare kick. So flare kick. Unfortunately, I only mark 1 fatigue, and they take 1 fatigue.
Okay.
Because that's, or they can either take 1 fatigue or 2 conditions.
They will take. Did they take a condition last from you, Bev, or Ash?
Yeah, they have 1 fewer limbs to choose 1 fewer techniques per exchange.
Okay. And one of them is sunk into the ground, so that's 1 less person to do a thing. I think that gives them the trapped.
Yeah, I think so.
Trapped by the Dibble, by trapped by Moom's Woong. Where is it?
And then again, for my second roll
Prepared.
using prepared, again, forcing them to try and get back into a group so I can hit them harder. Because, yeah. Could one of those conditions put them back in a group instead of taking a condition?
If it's their choice...
Because it's 2 conditions, their choice. So they can either mark 4 fatigue, but they can only mark 1 fatigue at a time.
Well, actually,
or 2 conditions.
They'll only take 1 condition because they're spread out currently. So they can only take 1 condition at a time.
Yes. But could the condition be losing spread out? That could be a condition.
If you had scored a 10+, I would have given that to
That's
you.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. No, that's fair. Okay, so I'm going to try and force them back into a group again.
Okay.
Oh, tater tots. That's a bad roll. That's going to be a 5.
That's a fail.
Yeah.
So instead, what you do...
So, what do I do for failing? I
think you just miss.
Yeah, I just miss. I just whiff. That's fair.
You just whiff.
I hit once. So that's
the one who's sunken in the ground yells out in fear as just fire kind of flares just beside him. Hey, watch where you're throwing that.
I look at him. Oh, it's going to get a lot closer soon.
No.
And then evade and observe.
That would be me. I am going to roll with Harmony.
Nice.
And I have rolled an 8, which is +3, so 11.
You get a +1, so you get the bonus.
Yeah, boy.
Let's see. I'm going to... Well, I only have one technique. It's mastered already. So I think the best thing for me to do is to use my class technique as well as a basic technique, probably. Do I get to clear 2 fatigue by doing that?
Yeah, you clear 1 fatigue you only clear 1 fatigue by doing the action.
Okay, so even though I'm doing 2 actions, it's still only 1 fatigue?
Yeah, because it's the stance effect. By taking that stance, evade and observe, you're gaining the fatigue. Unless your techniques themselves also regain you fatigue.
Okay, that's fair. So I am going to... I think I am going to bolster... I'm going to bolster Erdene.
Okay.
As I step into the combat, and then my other move is, what the heck is it? Where is it? Slide around the blow. So a foe that I'm engaged with must remain engaged with me and can only use techniques against me in the next exchange. And if no foe is engaged with me, which currently I have sucked my last opponent into the ground and he's trapped. So if he didn't break out and he's just choosing to stay stuck in the ground, then yeah, okay, that's fair. Then I'm going to run up to the next most immediate threat to the other 2. And I'm going to start like bob weaving around him, doing like weird spooky dance steps. Where you're like, is this guy aggressive? Is he about to hit me? But I'm not hitting him. I'm just like in his
Is that
space.
shifting their balance?
It does not. But he has to fight me after this point. He's not allowed to disengage from me, and he can only use techniques on me next round.
Okay, and there's only one that's left unengaged at the moment, other than Mr. In the Ground.
And what did you do to me?
I'm going to make you... Do I get to pick the appropriate status? Because I'm going to try and bolster you.
Ooh, nice.
Bolster. Is that an earth-bending technique?
You're already favored, right? It didn't wear off?
No, I am no longer favored. That's
your special technique, isn't it?
I'm temporarily favored because I used up my favored.
Well, favor doesn't wear off. Oh, it's in the next exchange. Okay. So your favored and prepared is worn off. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to, if I get to pick, I'm going to make you empowered.
I believe you get to pick.
Okay. Well, then
because it's your technique. It should be listed there just for you.
Yeah. It does. It's bolster or hinder, and it says aid or impede a nearby character, inflicting an appropriate status. So,
I mean, if you can,
I'm coming up.
Someone give the fatigue clearing to Ash because I
can only inflict. I can't clear.
Yeah.
But if you give them empowered clears fatigue.
That's true. It does. Okay.
I have 1 space left.
Yeah, can you empower Ash? Not that I don't want it. I thank you for it, but
I guess I'll empower Ash. I'll be like, don't give up, Hotman. Even though you're not the Hotman, there's literally a Hotman floating over your head. But
floating over. Okay, how many do I get healed? 31 or
you regain 1 per round now.
Yeah.
So as soon as it becomes your turn, you'll clear a fatigue at the end of each exchange.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the end of everybody's turn.
Yeah. So that'll be basically when you're done. Because so right now.
Yeah, you regain 1 right now, and then after my move next time, or whoever's going last.
And because they're still spread out.
Okay, so that's interesting. It says here that you don't necessarily have to go right into another exchange after each combat round. If multiple combatants want to keep fighting, then another exchange ensues, but also they could very well just be like, yeah, you've been beating our ass and we don't really want to engage with the next 6 seconds of this fight.
The scavenger hunt has gotten really violent.
It's spiraling out of control.
Yeah, it's basically up to them. Are they looking like they want another round here, narrator?
Probably not come either direction. Because one's been like burnt a little bit. He's patting out his clothes, kind of hopping from side to side. One's still screaming for somebody to get him out of the hole while someone's trying to tug him out. A couple are still engaged with you, trying to make sure you don't get away. One of them like limp on the side, like he's had a stroke.
Wait, what happened to him?
You got chi blocked.
Guys, we have a medical emergency over here.
Yeah, so yeah.
He tripped.
Call the doctor. I've never seen chi blocking before. This is highly concerning to me.
So,
I look at him.
yes.
Yeah, that's totally weird.
Ready to go.
I was just straightening his collar and he collapsed.
They're ready to go whenever you guys are.
They're ready
Okay.
to fight again? Or give up, sorry?
Yep. Sort of.
Okay, if they want to
Okay, no.
fight, then let's
Yeah,
Let's do it.
it's sort of.
Okay. I'm down for round 2.
Yeah, I will spend another round kicking ass on these guys.
Right? It won't take too long, I promise.
Okay.
They get faster every time we do them.
So they're all ready
Okay.
to go. If you are,
You picked their maneuver.
Sure. Yeah, I've
Yep.
I have picked.
I've also
I
chosen.
they are first phase.
I'm just double checking. I get to use any of the basic techniques that's on the combat exchanges page, right?
Yes, the
Okay,
basic techniques.
So I can use the basic techniques or my fighting techniques.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hua. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'll do this.
I'm also ready. I'm so
All
ready.
right,
Let's get it.
they are ready. So they are in the DNM phase.
I am in defend and maneuver phase as well.
I'm in
also
advance and attack.
So
Okay.
NPCs or players first? You choose, narrator.
This will be NPCs first.
Okay.
So, after some screaming and yelling, the guy finally wrenches himself out with the help of one of his underlings, and he says, "You fools! We don't need to fight them like this. Our objective to win is already over there." And he runs over and steals the backpack right off of Ash, and they all just panic and run like a group in the opposite direction.
Oh no, you didn't.
Wait. If they're leaving combat, don't we get a chance of attack?
That's why I said kind of. You prepared a move at the same time.
Okay.
So they're trying to run. Okay.
Yeah, so they're currently ripping off the backpack of Ash and trying to run away. They have
Can
an
I
objective.
use a move, just a regular move, a non-combat move, like the ones on the first page?
Are you in the defend and maneuver phase?
No.
No? Okay. I'm in defend and maneuver. Wu Young, what are you doing? Because I think you might want to act.
I'll go
before me.
first. I'll go first.
Yeah.
So I am going to roll for defend and maneuver here, and I'm going to roll a 10, which is definitely enough for me to do everything I want to do here.
There you
So
go.
first, I think I'm going to mark when fatigued to use a learned technique. I think. Actually, no. I actually need to seize a position. That's the only thing I can do. It's move to a new location, engage or disengage with a foe, overcome a negative status or danger, blah, blah, blah. So what I can do is, wait, am I engaged with someone or are they all running?
They are all running. You are not engaged with anybody.
Okay, so then in that case, my correct move here is to dust step and use it to try and rush in. Like I'm going to spring out of the ground and just like kick down and kick earth stilts out of the ground and rocket forward and up.
Okay.
So I'm going to become favored and prepared. Oh, I have to mark 1 fatigue in order to use dust stepping because it's only a learned technique. But I'm going to be like, nope, it's time for me to, unbeknownst to everyone around me, because they've never seen me do this before, but I'm going to attempt to dust step at high speed as opposed to in a training exercise.
Anywhere in particular you're going?
Directly in front of Backpack McDick face.
To stop him from ripping the backpack from Ash?
Yeah.
Okay. So all of a sudden, you see just... Woong uses headbutt.
Nice.
It's how effective?
Well, I still have to see what Erdane's doing.
Yeah, I'm going to basically just like... So you know when Zuko does that like jump up and like double fire kick
Yep.
kind of thing?
Yeah.
Exactly what you mean.
Yeah. I'm going to use... Here we go. Let me roll first. See if I can do it. That's a 6. Do I have a +1? I do not. I'm going to do nothing.
You can always use, on a miss you stumble, but you can shift your balance away from center to use one basic technique.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yes.
So you can kind of recover this if you would like to and shift your balance a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'll shift my balance
Away from center.
away.
You can choose either direction.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Balance is shifted. And I can use a basic technique?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm going to seize a position. So basically I'm going to seize a position to get in front of this guy. I'm not going to do it. Like, you can see that Erdene was about to do something cool, and then like he kind of wobbled and he's just like, fuck it. And he like jumped to get like in front of this guy with the bag to be right up there with Wu Young.
All right. You both have engaged the guy who currently has Ash's backpack in his hands, and the other group has not turned around back quite to engage you yet. Because they're still in the whole like run and gather and
because he's a
grab
singular guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the fool.
Well, he's a singular guy for the next like 10, 15 seconds.
Yes.
But now it passes to Ashitaka.
Okay.
Because they've already done their thing.
Okay. So I was originally going to use one of the basic moves with the advance and attack, but can I switch that up to just like a move?
Yeah, you can, because you still have to roll, because you've picked your phase.
Yeah.
You still have to roll to see if you can even do anything in it.
Oh, okay. Just
Because that's what we just did before, to see if you like, because you got to use 2 techniques before because you rolled high.
yes. And then do I roll with passion then? Because
are you yes. If you're advance and attack, it rolls with passion.
Well, I'm in the advance and attack phase, but I'm changing it to one of my moves, which is a harmony move. I mean, it's the same value.
Hold up. What character are you again? Sorry?
I'm the idealist.
Or idealist.
Oh, yeah, idealist.
Are you using your moves or your techniques?
Like, is this a fighting technique?
No, it is not a fighting technique.
What's the move called? Sorry, Bev?
It's called It Doesn't Belong to You.
Oh, I see what you're doing here. Okay. You can do that instead. That's
okay,
fair.
so I'm using harmony instead of passion?
Yep.
Yep.
Because you're doing it to use a different technique. You're using the move instead.
Okay, big money. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, that sucks. That's a 7.
Yeah, it's technically a success. It'll
Yay!
just have negatives. I think. What does your thing say?
It says, you swipe something from them of your choice without them noticing it on 7 to 9. The thing you took isn't exactly what you thought it was. The GM will tell you how.
Okay.
and they don't
So-
notice. Obviously, I'm
So-
going for the thing in the bag.
Yeah, so they're still going to get away with your bag, and you grab at them randomly in the scuffle, trying to go for the sack, because you think you can't catch a glimpse of it. But once they leave and they panic, things have kind of settled, and the dust has literally settled.
I'm not letting him leaving. I'm
Oh, okay, sorry. As they try
your
to
potato
run
salad.
past Erdene and Woong,
Hold
you
your
do have
potato
a satchel. You do have clenched in your fist a sack that's old, worn, and looks really old, and looks and feels odd.
Does it have a symbol on it?
You can't tell at the moment. It's clenched tightly in your fist.
Yeah,
That's
we've
fair. We're
moved
in the
on.
middle of a fight.
Yeah,
Grab the pouch.
you grabbed a pouch. Now we go on to: are they going to continue to run, or we're
They don't-
continuing? This is round 3 of combat, basically.
If you want, they're not continuing. They think they've got their prize, and they're running with Ash's backpack.
Yeah. I am continuing combat.
So you are chasing them down with fire out their booties. Now this is going to be leaving the alleyway into the more exposed part of the crafting district. There will be witnesses.
They had to move by me because both me and Wu Young seized position, didn't we?
Yes, so you're behind them, and they're going to have to run past you. But if you're not careful, you'll be shooting flames and fire and earth out into the publicish area, which may draw attention to what's happening.
Technically, I'm not really directly between them. I'm floating a couple of feet in the air.
Fair. Yeah, he's coming down on them. You're also coming down on them, just by foot. So how are you doing this?
I have picked what I want to roll.
Okay. They are trying to flee, so that's what theirs is.
Seize position.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
They are protecting. They know what they're doing.
They're defending, maneuvering. So I assume that's them going first, which is how they got how they evaded us.
Yeah, so they're going to do it again. They're just going to protect objective. Now that they got the big guy with the backpack, they're going to try and rush him through and get him away from you guys.
I'm going to go ahead here first, if that's okay, Wu Young. I'm going to defend
absolutely.
and maneuver.
I'm evade and observe, so.
Well, wait,
Okay.
I haven't. Are we in another round then?
Yeah. We are in round 3.
Because Ian chose not to, but this is going to be very fast. They're not fighting.
Okay, I did not.
They're not leaving either.
Because I did not see Ash grab the bag, nor even if they grabbed the bag, do I really want to let this guy go at this moment?
Jeez. You guys are just the most anti-airbenders I've ever seen. They may have slighted us.
Yeah.
I'm a Fire Nation Imperial over here.
I'm gonna evade and observe, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I go first with defend and maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, better roll. That's a 7. That is a 7. Perfect.
Okay.
I can choose one basic or a master technique. I really wanted a 10 plus. Okay, defend and maneuver. Assume negative condition. What's empowered? Oh, that's that. Okay. Darn. Okay, so I'm going to seize position again, and I'm going to stay with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're following the guy with the backpack.
Yep.
So with the protect objective, they're prepared. You're engaged with a group, but you cannot reach the protected target until the group is scattered or loses prepared.
Okay.
Because they got the thing. So you have to break that.
Wait, hold up. So they used protect the group?
Protect objective.
Okay. So they couldn't get past us then. So they're not out yet in the street because they had to use
No, they're
seize a
coming,
position.
running past you.
Yeah, because they had to use seize. So we're not visible yet because they have
that's
to.
what I was saying. If you do this wrong.
Okay. So I'm still in position blocking them.
Yeah, they're
so they
running
still have
past
to.
you.
They have to use a seize position to get by me, basically.
Well, beyond basic moving, like there's no.
Yeah.
The game lets you move without using a technique.
Yes, but there's like that is anyway. Okay. You guys then. Wu, Young, and Ash, your turn. What are you doing?
I'm
Is
evading
it attack
observe.
time?
Yeah. Attack, advance and attack is the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. So since we're once again attacking a group, I can use my harmony instead of passion for advance and attack. I am going to, from up in the air, where is the condition thing? Sorry.
What are you empowered?
I'm favored, so
So you
I
get-
get an additional basic or mastered technique in the next exchange, even on a miss.
Yeah.
And I am ready for what's coming, so I can take +1 on a roll if I want, or clear a condition, or avoid marking a condition, rather.
Yeah.
So for my first... Okay, so in advance and attack, there is a move called Smash, where I mark 1 fatigue to destroy or destabilize something in the environment. Could I narratively use this in combination with my what do you call it? With my earth sinking?
What are you trying to do?
Can I smash the street? Can I use earth sinking in order to like destabilize the road?
Well,
and make them like
Earth sinking can already do an area.
Yeah. So basically, well, I'm trying to think. Like, there's no point in me doing 2 things. Then I guess.
If you combine them, I would say you could do something.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? Like,
give you some earthbending prowess if you wanted to like block their way across while destabilizing.
Let's say,
the
like,
street.
narratively, I'm effectively smashing the street, and normally the street would probably be too big to smash. But considering I have earth sinking, I'm using earth sinking to smash.
Do you want to get them all?
Oh yeah, I want to drop these friggers. I want to drop them into the sewer if it's there.
So they become trapped.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll give you I will possibly inflict an appropriate positive or negative status. So they are now trapped in your earth sinking, automatically skipping the incapacitated stage.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So you see, in this moment of panic for like the team you didn't feel you needed or wanted, you produce far more strength in this waterlogged and sandy pavemented area and just open the ground underneath them.
Whoa.
Liquefy it.
I'm immediately taken aback by how over the line I went with that.
Their noses are just above the level of the sand, with Ash's backpack just sticking out the top.
I'm tired also.
Their fingertips just getting like touched by the sun on the at the exit of the thing.
Oh gosh. Well,
they were broken.
That takes care of that, doesn't it? Mostly.
Just people around, they'll find them.
Yeah, that's right. Like, it's time for us to get the hell out of here, right?
You will have to chip out Ash's backpack.
You're an earthbender. We don't chip anything.
That's fair. I forgot that momentarily.
The old block.
No, you're just carrying around just a block of rock at the bottom of your backpack. He's nice. He's not that nice.
So you're like, okay, grab the bag. Let's go. And I'm just like, hold up. 1 second. Just catching my breath. That was really hard.
But now that you've had a
Well
moment to
done.
like assess and renew, you notice the sack in your hand has an.
Well, don't I have
earthbender's
two? Oh yeah, the one from them, and then also the one in my bag, right?
Yeah,
we
so
got
it
the
turns
bag
out you
back.
snatched theirs. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got the Fire Nation one and the Earth Nation one, right?
Yes. Now you have two.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
Quick thing before we do that stuff. So I'm assuming that we've kind of like found our own like, space that isn't like we kind of like gone around a corner or whatever and found like a safe space, to just breathe.
Stop.
Yeah, I'd say this is like a quiet alley now that you've. Well,
Okay.
quiet beyond the
Now that
muffled
we've killed
screams.
everyone.
They're not
I look
dead, they're just
into-
very trapped.
I look into the eyes of my comrades and I assess if any kind of personality quirks I've committed to are going to continue to fly under the circumstances of what they've seen me do.
That's up to you two. Do you dislike any of the things she's done?
Well, mostly
He's
just
done?
are you guys gonna buy just happy-go-lucky tourist who's just happy to be on a scavenger hunt at this point?
To be fair, you didn't exert any particular skills.
I
exchange with all those
them.
fives.
You chi blocked a guy, yeah.
I did chi block a guy. I'm not sure if how much of it you guys clocked, and so I'm looking at you to figure out like, are you looking at me in a way that's like nothing has changed, or in a way that says, "What? Hold the phone."
I'm honestly, Erdene's probably more like just amazed Wu Young is useful. If that's a polite statement,
that is a really fair assessment of the situation at this point. Because let's be real, I have not been pulling my weight very well so far.
I mean, like Erdene's definitely clocked that you can fight. I don't know if he's necessarily clocked that you're a chi blocker, but the fact that you can at least hold your own, like Erdene's like looking at the both of you, and the respect in his eyes has gone up for both of you, sort of thing.
My respect for you remains unchanged.
It's fair. He will remember you through dirt in his face.
I will still let you recover your fatigue from evade and observing and the end of exchange bonus from prepared.
Okay, so
Nice.
I'm all clean. Cool. In that
I'm
case,
so tired.
oh my gosh, guys, what was that even about? It's just a scavenger hunt. Anyway, what do we get? Opening bags. Open both those bags.
So
No. Stop.
No.
He told us not to open the bag. Why are you in such a rush?
Okay, but you think that
I'm
those
not
guys weren't going to open the bags? They were definitely trying to cheat.
well, their bag wasn't open. Like the seal
but they're
hadn't been
bad
broken
guys.
yet.
They're bad
We're
guys.
heroes.
Hold up. There's a seal?
Well, yeah, they got that wax seal on it on the
Okay,
bag.
no,
That's
I
what the
don't.
symbol
I
is.
don't let her open the bag if it's sealed.
Okay, but
Yeah, they
it
got-
feels funny. I just want to know what's in here. It could be an explosive.
Wait. Please,
Yes, exactly.
please be patient for a second. Let me see if I can. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Hold up. I'm going to roll with passion. I'm going to push my luck.
Passion.
Hold up. I got this. That's an 8. That's a 9. So I hit, but it's going to cost me.
People can help you. That is an option.
Can I get some help?
How do I help?
What?
You can look at fatigue to give them a +1 on the roll after the roll, and you cannot help in a combat exchange.
Yes,
Oh,
I
please
will.
do.
I will fatigue to do that.
Okay. As you're holding the bag, Erdene's gonna just like quickly move it before you grab and break the wax seal. Erdene's gonna be like, patience. Oh, and you see he takes like this deep breath. And then he kind of looks a little bit peeved that he has to do this. But a little bit of fire is on just the end of his finger. And he slowly warms the wax seal so that it doesn't melt the actual seal. It just melts the back. And he can take the seal off. So we can open it and then we can put the seal back on without damaging anything.
For some reason,
I
I'm
slightly
filled with
raise
dread.
my eyebrow, impressed.
Like that's really cool. That's really sneaky. Like, are you a spy or something? Also, this gives me a terrible feeling. I'm gonna like actually, as I say, this is giving me a terrible feeling. I like fall, like I sit on the heels of my feet and kind of like pull my coat around me and like pull my hat down over my face, like almost expecting that it's going to explode into like ink or dust or some other like anti-theft, anti-tampering mechanism. So I'm just I feel I know we're doing the bad and I'm instantly horribly ashamed. So I'm just gonna pretend I'm not there. While still being there.
Don't worry. I'm not a spy. I've gained some techniques over the years, practicing and working on things. Anyways, what's in the bag?
I just look at you as you say you're not a spy, and I'm like, yeah.
Which one did
Classic
you guys
spy
open?
maneuver.
The fire one.
The fire one?
Sure.
Okay, so inside appears to be a very, very old Fire Nation ceremonial crown. Like the one, not necessarily a crown, but one like someone of high status would have.
Like one of those little hairpin things?
Yeah. Like those fire hairpins.
So not necessarily
Is
not
it Roku's?
necessarily Zuko's, but
Is it Roku's?
It's old enough.
Is
That's,
it
yes, that's confirmed,
a pin
yes.
one with two little pointy flamies on either side?
Yes. Seeing as you have the description. Yes.
Other bag right now.
Yeah, can I push my luck again here?
So also, okay.
That's a 10 plus. That's a 10 plus.
He's riding on the high of getting it to work the first time.
I got a theory. I got my theory.
All right. So inside, you find what appears to be a set of volcanic rock, a bracelet of like volcanic rock, like obsidian.
Oh, it's not what I expected.
Very old too, it appears. And again, when any of you like hold these, you feel odd. Let me know if anyone. There's a fire and an earthbender, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
When you guys touch these ones, you feel particularly. I wouldn't say like good, but it feels positive, but not good.
Positive, but not good. Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like this, like bubbly rock, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm taking a look at it, and I'm like, I look at it really, really intently, and I'm like nodding and being like, yes, very interesting. Yep, it's rock. And then I put it back in the bag.
Are you rolling for it with your earthbending?
Am I roll? Oh yeah, I suppose so. Like, I guess would that be my skills, or would that be assess?
Well, you're assessing a situation using your earthbending.
Okay,
it's just situational to you. It's not like one of them can use their firebending on the rocks.
I suppose that's fair. Okay, so I'm using creativity, and that is a 9. So I can ask one question. Give me additional information. What does my earthbending tell me about this particular stone? Can I bend it?
This appears to, you can bend it, but it appears to have some type of quality that you've only got by gazing at the full moon.
Moon rock, cool.
And again, very old, and with a unique feeling when you touch it. Specifically you.
So I know that I can bend it. I want to specify that I am not bending it. I'm going to refrain from changing the form of the ancient artifact.
Well, I put them
This-
back and I reseal the wax so it looks like it was never touched. These are very interesting. I suggest we continue the scavenger hunt and win. And should we not win, we keep these and split what they're worth, or keep the I'm keeping the Fire Nation one. This is clearly a relic of some kind. It should go back to the Fire Nation.
Flamio.
Exactly.
Flamio not letting you keep the thing, but yeah.
And as you guys kind of are discussing this, the sun's kind of setting on the first day of an exciting day. While walking away, leaving these people sunken into the earth.
There's tunnels.
Turns out we had more.
Fine.
We had more in common than we had different. That's really.
There's a couple more days left to search for these artifacts, and you feel like there's maybe what could be a team, if not an alliance, forming between the three of you. Ends the first day on the first episode of our Avatar journey.
Yay!
Who were you?
I was Austin playing the narrator Light.
I was Ian playing Erdene.
And Bev playing Ash.
I'm Dylan playing the Woong Yang.
And we are sponsored by nobody. Signing off.